Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 11 of Grand Prix Nashville. I'm Brian David Marshall. I'm joined by Randy Bueller, and we are watching Team Sealed. Both of these teams are 8-2 after 10 rounds. Really just a pretty simple mission at this point, right? Keep winning.
Yeah, keep winning. Three wins away from top 4 and a Pro Tour invite.
There you
That's
go.
how I do the math.
There you get to look at the sort of young upstart team facing off against really one of the most seasoned teams in the field.
Wow.
Yeah,
There are some old school teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were certainly in my top 4. I was challenged.
I guess they are really one of the medium seasoned
That's
teams
where
in
I
the
was
field.
going. I don't want to make myself
Right,
feel
that's
too
true.
old,
They
but
are
yes.
all from the mid 2000s. Well, Froehlich has his roots in the 90s.
He's not like Brian Kowal.
No.
Cuneo. Those guys are still running around this field.
So Scott-Vargas gets things off with a wing scout, a
Jeskai wins.
Jeskai wing scout.
Yeah, Luis's deck is a fairly aggressive teamer build. Multiple wind scouts. To the shock of everyone, his treasure cruise is in the sideboard rather than the main deck.
Oh wow!
I know, it's super aggressive. Multiple savage punches.
Yep. Matt Frando's playing Obzon. He is very aggressively green-black. His white is a light splash, almost free. This is a deck he drafts all the time. I know because I get to watch him at our office where he, spends a lot of time drafting.
Makes sense.
He loves Scout the Borders. He loves to stock up his yard, get some cheap delves. You see him take a Blossoming Sands. And now 5 cards in yard. But no Sultai Scavenger to follow up. Curious if Frando has a Ruthless Ripper here. Ruthless Ripper is pretty much his pet card. And Scott-Vargas chooses not to attack into the morph, even though it seems like it should be free. And instead outlasts, plays another morph. So now with his graveyard stocked up, what can Matt Frando do? Passes the turn.
5 mana untapped, looking at
6
6
mana untapped, yeah.
Morph could be as big as a Woolly Loxodon.
We saw a lot of Woolly
Scary as an
Loxodons
Obzon
last round.
guide.
Matt Frando does have a Woolly Loxodon.
It seems like it should be a giant guide.
Does have multiple Obzon guides.
6 mana go. It's got to be.
Does have a Ruthless Ripper.
Sure.
He could clean up this board pretty quickly with a Ruthless Ripper and a Throttle even.
Sure. Well, Luis is just going to send him in. I like that. Luis has got 5 mana untapped of his own. I believe he's got a Teamer Charm in his hand. Also see a Dragon Scale Boon floating around his hand. So he's got instants to react with based on what actually happens here. Also, he has a morph of his own. Could be a Snowhorn Rider. I didn't get a look at it when it went down. Could be. Luis can't quite afford one of his 2 Woolly Loxodons.
Okay, Frando puts the morph in the way and unmorphs a Woolly Loxodon. So even the Dragon Scale Boon is not going to save Luis's creature. He really needs Roar of the Bear here. Awaken the Bear. Roar of the Bear means it gets bigger and they have to block. Yep, just eats it.
Yep.
And a Hooting Mandrels joins the table.
It seems like it fully locks it on. I mean, it's the biggest creature on the board, but it seems like it's forced to play defense here. I mean, Matt taking a turn off to scout the borders. Well, apparently not. I guess Matt's got a good follow-up.
It looks like he has a Death Frenzy.
Aha.
Gets the Morph and the Flyer.
The Morph was a Snowhorn Rider.
And plays a Disowned Ancestor. Nice recovery for
Yes,
that. Gains 2 life back in the process, too. Mandrels gets a free attack here. In with the Loxodon gets a Crippling Chill. Frando stops and thinks for a moment. It's like, before you draw a card, I want to throttle that, but nope. And then a Hooting Mandrels for Ferando. So Dragon Scale Boon saves the Mandrels, and Ferando plays the Mandrels of his own. This looks like we're going to awaken our inner bear here. There you get a look at Luis alongside Eric Frolic. A fair number of Pro Tour top 8s between the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Probably more than your play group at home. In with the Mandrels.
Yeah, it's half of Matt's life total. The crackback is only for 9.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Luis is going to have to respond with his Teamer Charm. Pay 3 more, please. Frustrated Matt Frando is forced to hang out and block.
I believe that there's a Savage Punch here.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's the game, if it's a Savage Punch. He's the Loxodon to get to 8/8.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess he wasn't going to be able to trample over for lethal either way, so just wants the Loxodon off the board. Oh.
The
Can no longer
desperate,
trample for the
debilitating
last
injury.
2. So you got some other way to punch through the last 2?
That looks like a Morph. Oh. And out of cards, Hellbent for Luis Scott-Vargas.
He played the 6th land, though. I mean, you go Hellbent to play the 6th land, you're at least representing Willie Loxodon.
Sure. And that's what it is.
And that's what it is.
So attacks with both.
Block.
Ferando has to chump block 2 for 1 himself on the Mandrels. And draws the ironic Kin-Tree Invocation there on the last
Make a
turn.
0/0. So Luis got there. Yeah, it really felt like he was just out on the front foot and he was able to be the guy on offense the whole game. And Ferando was never quite almost able to stabilize.
Yeah, and which is, I guess, the criticism that people have of Scout the Borders.
Exactly.
A lot of the teams. Here we get a look at this is Paul Cheon versus Jason Ford. And Scion of Glaciers is eating a member of the brigade.
Ponies are wandering around riderless now.
So Luis is the only game winner of this match so far. Bitter Revelation. Get to look 4 cards deep. Take 2 of the best ones. Put the other 2 in your yard, where they will fuel for further shenanigans if you have Delve.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much delve we're going to see in what looks to be a pretty clean Mardu build.
Yeah, sometimes
I think
you'll
it's
see
just value.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to refill. Yeah, he's playing 2 Bitter Revelations. He is a Sultai Scavenger in terms of delve. They're basically
Sure.
just there for value.
And Paul Cheon, who's down 6 to 18 here, goes on O with his Ponyback Brigade. Arrow Storm, but that lets him Arrow Storm, the Sinai Glaciers.
Play 3 more, please.
And then Teamer Charm counters the Arrow Storm. Damage can't be prevented, but it can be countered. And Jason Ford shows him.
Ouch. Yeah, I've got you. Wow. Paul looked like he was about to turn the corner there. Teamer Charm was clutch. Paul's deck looks awesome. Ankle Shanker, Butcher of the Horde, High Spire Mantis, Triple Ponyback, Mardu Charm. Looks great. Now we got Eric and Ben. Ben appears to be red-white aggro. Is he on the kind of go wide deck?
Some weird form of digital cannibalism where Ben, who works at Twitch, is being streamed on Twitch.
Oh, sure.
Please come to the side of the stage. Adam Lazier, side of the stage, please.
There are many masters of leaping. It's like, what day of Christmas is this? Oh, there's a high Sentinels of Arishan for Eric Frolic.
It's a good card. Eric, Luis, and Paul seem like they got pretty good decks. I mean, they're overlapping on black-white here, which is a little bit surprising to me. All right, Eric is essentially black-white. Oh, he's black-white, sort of Outlast shenanigans. 3 feats to go with 2 Falconers and a Battle Priest.
And a high Sentinels.
And a high Sentinels, right, exactly. And 2 Chief of the Scale. So, solid black, oh wow, and a Sorin. Yeah, this deck looks great. But I mean, they're able to play both a black-white and a Mardu. I'm surprised to see both a black-white and a Mardu, but their decks look great. I mean, I like Paul's deck too.
And Abzan Falconer comes down.
Yeah, they're just super deep black. They have a black-white and they have a black-red touching white for Mardu gold cards. There you see Ben in the Twitch.
With the Twitch t-shirt with the Twitch sweatshirt overlay.
Exactly. Overlay is the word.
Layers are in.
Also a sometimes coverage reporter.
Yeah, absolutely. We just got a Ruthless Ripper played for B.
Eric?
I just want a death
This
toucher.
game seems like it's gone a while for Eric to only have 4 lands in play. I mean, you do what you got to do sometimes. If he had more lands, I think the game, that High Spire,
High Sentinels.
High Sentinels would have taken things over by now.
Yeah, Falconer starts letting things attack here. So you see a 3/4 Mardu Horde Chief flew over.
Judge Matt Jacques, side of an area, please.
Ben Swartz trying to work with his 2 arts. He has a Trumpet Blast and he has a Smite the Monstrous.
Wow.
There is a liberating land. Start to feel like a little bit of room.
Yeah, I can outlast this guy and still have 4 up.
So So now with 3 creatures with counters on them, that Sentinels is pretty gigantic.
One might say monstrous.
Yeah. And Ben Swartz takes it there. He looks like he was thinking about using the smite.
He's looking over at Feet of Resistance mana. I'm sure that's the scary part. Figures he can catch Eric tapping out to throw more counters around, I guess.
Possible, yeah.
It's a big chunk of damage, though.
For 7 creatures versus 5 blockers, this is not a profitable trumpet blast for Ben Swartz.
Not with Eric at 14. It's close.
Is that a smite or is that a kill shot? He would have absolutely used a kill shot there, right?
Yeah, I didn't see it the first time. The second time I thought I saw a flash of a smite. This morph is...
Oh, hello. It's a jeering instigator.
What was that you were saying about profitable trumpet blasts and 5 blockers versus 7 attackers? What about 8 versus 4? Is that
8
profitable?
versus 4 starts to look a little more profitable.
8 versus, and none of them are 1 power. I mean, 8 versus 4 is...
I think I would take the Falconer there.
Oh, drop the guys out of the air. Falconer's tapped, though.
It does have a Feat of Resistance.
Okay. Yeah, so Smite, Ben's read was right. His Smite would not, in fact, have killed the High Sentinels.
But Ben's at 3 now.
Yeah, he's in trouble. I mean, if he... Flipping over the... Not getting to steal a creature there. This Trumpet Blast does not work. Yeah, I think he just has to say go.
Had it worked, you would have been able to get like minimum 16 damage in.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeering Instigator's Trumpet Blast was lethal on the board. Maybe he should have smited, baited the Fate, then he can untap an Instigator.
Oh, and now all the flyers come up and over.
Along with the Ruthless Ripper.
Yeah, and that is game for Ben.
Huh. That was an interesting game.
Eric Frolic remains stoic-faced.
Always.
Oh, well, in-game.
In-game, yes.
Out of games, he shows his emotion from time to time.
Still a little deadpan in his delivery. Still borderline stoic.
Yeah. So we're back to Luis Scott-Vargas versus Matt Frando. Matt Frando is attacking with Sultai Scavenger. He's got a Disowned Ancestor. We see a morph from Luis and a Jeskai Wing Scout.
Your seedings are now being placed on the Chandra banner on orange paper. In the styling area.
Plays a morph, outlasts his ancestor. And Mystic of the Hidden Way gets unmorphed at the end of Luis' turn, and now he has his own quote-unquote flyer.
Matt's at 19?
Just confirming the life totals. Paul Cheon and Jason Ford are in game 3. And 5... Five power comes across, and Luis Scott-Vargas adds a Whirlwind Adept to his board. I say, I don't play the Whirlwind of Depth very often.
Players who signed up for booster draft number 15, please report to B1. Players who signed up for booster draft number 15, please report to table B1.
Luis is at 7, Matt's at 14. But everything flies on the other side of the table, including 2 prowess creatures.
Whirlwind of Depth doesn't fly.
Yeah. Oh, that's the hexproof.
Yeah, it's the
prowess.
Hexproof Prowess guy. I haven't played him a lot either.
Disdainful Stroke counters Right of the Serpent.
Luis really is on the kind of an aggro prowess plan, though. I mean, I guess the one nice thing that the Whirlwind Adept does do is it triggers any ferocious triggers. It savage punches pretty well. I gotta believe that's how that made the cut here, is to get another guy who can savage punch effectively.
In comes the Mystic and the Wind Scout. Ferando attacks with his Flyer and his Obzon Guide. Trades with the Whirlwind Adept.
Adept looks perfectly reasonable there.
Yeah. Ferando goes to 18 and deploys another morph.
Yeah, the lifelink really making this race game quite difficult for Luis.
Super Sunday Series sealed players. It is now 11.
That looked a lot like a Treasure Cruise check.
Nah.
36. You have 50 minutes.
You think Luis sideboarded it in? I mean, it is definitely a card that is good in some matchups and slow
But against
in
like a
others.
grindy Obzon deck. No, it was a Mandrel's check.
There you go. I mean, game 1 played out like a race. I'd be a little surprised if he brought in Treasure Cruise in a game that felt race-like, but I mean, Obzon in general is fairly grindy. You're certainly
Yeah,
right
so a
there.
lot of removal from Matt.
Yeah, I'll buy it. It might be a good Treasure Cruise matchup. I mean, they all look like Treasure Cruise matchups to Luis, of course.
Yeah. So another morph from Matt. Looks like we have a Bear's Companion coming down. With the Party Bear. Sagu Archers gets unmorphed at the end of Matt's turn. And Luis Scott-Vargas has to chump block the Sultai Scavenger. He is at 1. Now Matt Frando is going into his graveyard, and he plays his own Hooting Mandrels. Wow, we're going to get a game 3. Matt Frando versus Luis Scott-Vargas.
Yeah. Already in game 3 with Paul and Jason? Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Players who signed up for booster draft number 15, a quick reminder, you want to head to B1.
Oh,
Specifically,
and there's a Savage Knuckleblade.
Blanton,
It's a good card.
Blanton, Byron Busley. Your booster draft is waiting. Again, that's Byron Busley, Alex Blanton.
Couple of
Matthew
morphs.
Hanson. Please report to assignment area B as in boy, B1. Thank you.
You consider blocking the morph here, even if you assume it's Ponyback Brigade. Make him spend his turn.
Depends whether I'm willing to lose my morph or not.
Yeah.
Ponyback does seem like a good read in terms of Paul's morph. Ooh, make 3 this way.
Yeah.
Players, you set for two-headed giants. Your event is waiting for you.
Smash, smash from Jason Ford.
Two-headed giants.
Yeah, one in front of
Your
Knuckleblade.
event is waiting for you. If you could find your parents
Take the morph.
on the Chandra banner on the side of the area. Again, that's the Chandra banner on orange paper, the side of the area. Thank you.
Yep. Takes 2. And then plays his own morph. Getting an answer for that Knuckleblade pretty soon.
Draft number 16, please report to table C2. Draft
Is that what the goblins are for?
Sure.
C2.
Knuckle fodder.
Yeah.
There's a
Fly
high spire
over it,
mantis. Yeah.
attack around it, jump it. That's an answer.
Right. Right, and if that is a ponyback brigade, then
Right.
he gets to find an opportune time and then
Exactly.
just restock his cannon fodder,
I like knuckle fodder.
knuckle fodder. Okay. Jason Ford sends everybody in.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do? Goblin steps in front of Knuckleblade. 2 morphs are gonna hit.
As they wrote it up in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure this is the plan, coach? It's like, yeah, get out there. You could take them.
All right.
And Jason's content and just, wow. He plays a face-up Ice Feather Raven and a Jeskai Wind Scout. I don't know if I could be that ungreedy with the Wind Scout there, but on 5
You
mana,
never would have. It was a pretty efficient turn he just took, but I'm not sure it's in your range.
I've played it on turn 2 a lot.
A lot?
A lot.
I don't think I believe you.
No, I have. Paul Cheon's on 8. We think his morph is Ponyback Brigade. We definitely saw one last game.
He also has a Krumar Bonkin.
No, because you've said Krumar Bondkin, it will be. That's
Is that the rules?
yeah, that's how that card works.
Is it War Behemoth?
It's never War Behemoth.
No. All right, Paul's sending him in. Goblin on defense. He's still racing. Yeah, the High Spire Mantis races pretty well here.
Okay.
Oh, Wind Scout in front of Morph. Ice Feather Aven comes down face up, but not going to get involved in combat. Just planning to
Let's
fly
see.
over with it next turn.
What is it? It is. It's always the Krumar Bonkin. Once you say it, it is, even if you're not playing black. It's got a Beetlejuice mechanic.
Nice.
But and that drops Jason to 6.
Paul's Paul's defenses are pretty low, though.
Yeah, he's got a goblin and
Single goblin? Oh,
he's got a debilitating injury. One of the morphs.
Oh,
I
which
guess
one? That was the question.
That was the question. They were saying
Which
what
one?
sequence were they played in?
He nailed the Snowhorn Rider.
Yeah.
That one. Well chosen.
One card in hand for Jason Ford.
Yeah. Paul is presumably going to put Goblin in front of Savage Knuckleblade, take the Aven and the Morph. Land, and it's a Woolly Loxodon? What is Jason's Morph set? I mean, Paul just correctly debilitated a Snowhorn Rider.
He has 4 Snowhorn Riders.
So it could be another Snowhorn Rider, which is 1 point short of lethal. Yeah, and then if Jason did that, he would die to the crackback. So that's not the plan.
He's trying to figure out if the plan is do nothing this turn.
We have less than 4 minutes remaining for our Legacy Madness registration. If you'd like to sign up for this event, please head over to the site.
Oh, interesting. It attacks with just the Morph. Paul has to decide whether to block it with his Goblin. The Knuckleblade is playing defense, though. It can't be a lethal Woolly Loxodon because there's only 5 mana. Could be another Snowhorn Rider to put Paul at 3. Oh, Loxodon's not lethal versus 8 anyway. With the other guy's not. With the other Aven not attacking. So Paul isn't going to get killed by that Morph, but it's just a little dorky Goblin token. I think I take it here. I don't think Jason wants to spend his turn just doing that. Jason spends his turn flipping Morph to deal extra damage. Then Paul's crackback looks pretty good into...
Yep. He unmorphs the rider, plays a land, goes to 7.
Fair enough.
And I assume if Paul attacks here with everything, you would see Ice Feather Aven step in front of the Krumar, and you would see Savage Knuckleblade eat the Heart Piercer.
Sure.
And take 3, but I don't think Paul can attack here.
Jason is hellbent. No cards in hand. Paul's got just the card he drew this turn.
Yep, passes the turn. Minimum, you send in the rider.
Knucklerblade's also lethal. I mean, they both require blockers.
Yeah. You should be able to bounce and replay the Knuckleblade if you
need to. Oh, it looks like Eric Frolic won his match.
So Eric Frolic 2-0 over Ben Swartz.
So if Paul could win this, then the team wins. Jason's certainly the one on the attack right now, though.
Yeah.
Jason trying to send it into Matt Farando's hands.
Yep, and that's what he does. He
Yep.
sends in
A pair of lethal attackers. Both will get blocked.
So you double block.
I mean, I think you have to double block Rider so you can kill it. You're not going to kill Savage Knuckleblade. Yeah.
That's exactly what he does.
Standard Madness event. Round 2 is about to go live. Please proceed to your tables, but do not begin to play.
Yeah, and Paul's essentially offering Jason his choice of creatures to kill. Jason can kill either the Mantis or the Grumar Bonkin. This is the last game. Does that mean Matt Frando won? Wow, Matt Frando has defeated Luis Scott-Vargas. So it all comes down to this.
So, and then I think we're going to see, yep, bounce and replay Savage Knuckleblade.
Just worried about any haste creatures.
Sure.
Paul draws, slow rolls himself, puts it in the back of his hand. He's
Was
holding a swamp. Oh,
And now he's holding
now
two
he's holding
swamps.
2 swamps. That's not good for Paul and his team. Yeah, Knuckleblade forces a chump block. Yeah, I would probably attack with the Aven for the 2 extra.
And that's,
Like,
and that's
it will get through.
Jason Ford decides not to. Says okay, and just plays.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
has a Snowhorn Rider. This needs to be.
Something awesome. It was a spell. Paul has fallen way behind on this board. Just a ruthless. Oh, jeez.
Butcher of the Horde.
It's a good one. That would have been ridiculous not very long ago. It's not good enough here, though. I mean, just Paul loses to the Alpha Strike.
But one card in Paul Cheon's hand, and you know,
Right,
it could
right.
be. You know, like, it could
Jason's
be anything.
trying exactly.
If I screw up, we lose.
Yeah, Jason trying to figure out what could the one card in Paul's hand be. How does he attack? Butcher the Horde a little bit late.
Everybody gets in.
And
Paul
there's the
extends
handshake.
hand. Ben Swartz, Matt Frando, and Jason Ford up